Howdy folks, I'm a mischievous maniac moose meandering merrily, meeting meek mice.
Squeak, squeak, I'm a meek mouse.
Oh, there's meek mice here. And here's some Reddit. But now I'm afraid of mice, because if you give them cookies, I hear they never go away.
Squeak, squeak, can I have a cookie?
No. Alright folks, our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for asking my girlfriend to make a small adjustment during her time of the month? Just a small adjustment, folks. My girlfriend and I have had a huge argument. I, a 23-year-old male, and my girlfriend, a 25-year-old female, have been together for about 6 months. Recently, we began living together. I just bought a full silk bedsheet for about $400 before she moved in. They are very difficult to wash, and stains are very difficult to get out of them. I take great pride in them because I rarely buy myself such luxuries. Recently, I was doing the laundry and I saw that my girlfriend's underwear was bloody. I have never seen this, and I realized that if her period could leak on her own clothes, it could leak onto my expensive sheets. When she uses the other furniture in the house on her period, I just put towels down. But she moves a lot in her sleep, so this is impossible. Instead, I have bought her a blow-up mattress. I bought it for this purpose during her period. Today I showed it to her and even bought her some new sheets from Walmart to use with it. I explained my reasoning and thought that she would be okay with it. Instead, she blew up on me and told me that I was disgusting and that I was treating her like she was dirty or like she was a second-class citizen because she menstruates. I don't think that I'm being unreasonable. I never complain about emptying the bathroom trash with her used tampons or buying her pads at the store. So how can she say that? A lot of men wouldn't do those things. She has never complained about me like this before. Am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk? Not the jerk?
Yeah, you're a jerk here, OP. And I love how he thinks that, oh, well, I empty the trash and occasionally buy tampons makes him some sort of hero. What you are doing is not okay because you are telling her that she is not able to use the furniture in her own home because you're afraid of her bleeding on it. I can't imagine having to sit on towels anytime I wanted to sit anywhere in my house and then being expected to sleep on an uncomfortable air mattress for like a week out of every month.
Does your girlfriend have like an aura of blood surrounding her? Because that's the way you make it painted, like that she's like bleeding from every orifice of her body at all times. And maybe if that were the case, I could understand setting up like the towels and other things like that.
Like, I understand not wanting to get expensive sheets stained, but you can both sleep under cheap sheets if it's that big of a concern.
Yeah, I mean, why not just compromise at that point in time, be like, oh yeah, the silk sheets, they're too easy to ruin type of thing, because accidents do happen, right? So I'm not saying that the accidents never happen, sheets never get stained or anything like that, but have a second pair of sheets.
But, if you're more concerned about everything in your house looking pristine than your partner's comfort, then you're doing things wrong. And maybe don't date people who menstruate if you're this worried.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think that is a little overboard and that there needs to be some other conversations going on here, because it certainly sounds like you're really kind of telling her how she can live her life inside the house.
And, like, since you're both living here, like, this is her place, too. You don't seem to... It seems like OP feels like this is all my stuff because I paid for it or whatever, but if you're jointly living here, it's both of your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's both your place. You have to be able to both feel at home, not like a second-class citizen.
Yeah. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Real Talk Fast Walk says, you're the jerk. Why did you agree to live with her full time if you only choose to recognize her as a partner 3/4 of the time? And OP replies, she was pushing for it, to be honest.
So that's a great response.
And 12 Day Slate says, you're the jerk. You want to relegate her to an uncomfortable blow-up mattress on her period? What in the world? I'd move out and dump you in a heartbeat. You had several options, but you chose the absolute worst one. And OP replies that I'm scared about it leaking onto the mattress. Also, the mattress is not uncomfortable. I tested it.
Then you can sleep on it, OP.
And Normally Not Here says, then you sleep on it with good sheets and let her sleep on the bed with the mattress cover and sheets and that way you don't care about it. And OP replies, no, I paid for the bed and sheets. The blow-up mattress is a twin anyways, and my bed is a king size, so they wouldn't fit. And 12 Days Late says, so your comfort is more important than hers? And OP replies, I didn't say that. I made provisions for her to be comfortable. And 12 Days Late says, no, you haven't. You banished her to a twin blow-up mattress. You've also admitted to being unwilling to sacrifice your comfort for her. And OP replies, I mean, I bought my bed. I think it's fair to say who can sleep in it.
So it's clear that she's just a guest. This isn't really her place. Like, this is a bad relationship. OP, you are not a good partner.
And little while Jess says, then why move in with your girlfriend if you're going to act like this? And OP replies, I didn't think that she got periods because of her PCOS.
Oof.
Well, that just went from bad to worse. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for having a surprise wedding at mine and my husband's engagement party? Another surprise wedding, but this time it sounds like it's been done better. Background. My father, a 66-year-old male, suddenly passed away in February. It's been a big shock and adjustment to everyone. My now husband, a 35-year-old male, proposed to me, a 33-year-old female, on my birthday in March. He'd already talked to my mom and dad about it. I'm not a big fan of parties, so husband and I decided to do a small celebration for our engagement. Have a nice meal at a fancy hotel and everyone can dress up. The more we planned and the more we talked about it, we thought that it would be fun to just get married. We have been together for coming up to 10 years. Neither of us wanted a big wedding, so we thought a small surprise wedding would suit us. Especially with my dad passing away, I didn't want a big traditional white wedding. We invited 10 people, my mom, my sister, and her partner, his mom, dad, brother, and partner and daughter. We also invited our best friends, who are also in relationships. All goes as planned. Everyone arrives. They are all escorted into our reserved room where they see a sign saying, Welcome to the wedding of husband and OP. Everyone is surprised. Our officiant gets people in places. Husband and I walk in together. We get married. Both mums sign the marriage certificates. We go for our sit-down meal. Everyone seemed happy at the time. People were laughing, saying that they should have expected it. We had a photographer there to catch the reaction, the ceremony, and posted the pictures afterwards. We went away locally for a small honeymoon. When we've gotten back, my mom and his mom have pulled us aside separately to say that they were disappointed in us, that we had taken away their opportunity to be with us when we chose a venue and did our wedding planning stuff. They are both especially upset that they never came to wedding dress shopping with me, which I ironically didn't even do. I bought an emerald green 1950s bodycon pencil dress online. It was the first and only dress that I tried on. Am I the jerk for taking away everyone's chance to be involved with the wedding? Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk, and I'm sorry for your loss, OP. I can 100% understand why you wouldn't want a big wedding, especially under those circumstances. And I think it sounds like you had a really nice ceremony. And the important thing is that the virtue of the fact that you're getting married doesn't entitle everyone to have an opinion and a say in everything. I also didn't go dress shopping. We didn't really involve our families much in the planning, and
well, I mean, there was a lot to do with the pandemic.
Well, yes, certainly the COVID changed everything.
So, I mean, I think that a lot of people put way too much emphasis on the wedding itself, when at the end of the day, it's a time to celebrate with friends and family, a special event, right? And to give a public display of your love and show that your dedication to each other. And I think that that's really what's important. And it sounds like you did that in a way that fit both of you. Mm-hmm. And you did it in an inexpensive way too, whereas so many weddings just get blown up out of proportion, right?
Yeah, well, it sounds like their vision for the wedding doesn't match what you and your husband were looking for. They wanted more of the traditional wedding, but they're not owed a traditional wedding.
No.
And it's not like you excluded them. Like, they were part of the event. I understand feeling a little hurt if, someone elopes completely and doesn't have any family there. Like, I could understand them feeling a little hurt. It still would have been, the person's choice. But, they were there. They get to be part of the day. It just wasn't what they had envisioned, but it wasn't about them.
Exactly. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And congratulations and my condolences. And Beck 2010 says, together, you and your husband need to have a conversation with the moms. Mom, mother-in-law, while we appreciate that you didn't feel included in the planning, our wedding was precisely what we wanted. Something very low-key and with people that mean the most to us. It hurts us that you're making our wedding about you after the fact. It was a lovely ceremony, celebration, and meal. Please stop commenting and attempting to make us feel guilty, not the jerk. And OP replies, thank you. That's probably a conversation we will have to have with them. And Successful Craft 3076 says, not the jerk. They are traditional, you are modern. No one is a jerk here. If they push it, then they might cross the jerk line. You could have communicated with them a little better, but other than that, it's you and your partner's choice, not them. I think it would have been hard to communicate something like a surprise wedding without the beans being spilled.
Well, that is the thing, especially if you're doing something like that small and low key. Like, if either of the moms is a talker, like, pretty soon the entirety of their Facebook feed would know.
Yeah. And OP replies, I agree, we probably could have communicated better. We both agree that neither of our moms can keep a secret to save their lives, and they would have gone around telling everyone, which would have led to more stress for us about why we didn't invite certain people.
Yeah.
And that's the trouble, is like weddings can be such a stressful event and they can feel like an exclusionary event. And I can understand why they just wanted a very small circle of people. And I think that's fair, right? I think that, again, weddings have become these huge, massive events and it's just a lot of stress to put on somebody. All right, folks, and our last letter is titled, I'm a 30-year-old female and I just found my husband, a 36-year-old male's other phone. What should I do? I'm a 30-year-old female, and I just found my husband, a 36-year-old male's other phone. Just some background. Me and my husband have been together for 10 years, married for 4, with no children. Last night, I went looking for my credit card that I misplaced, and I found another phone, but it was locked. I took it to him, and at first he tried to deny it, but eventually he confessed. He would not unlock it and told me that whatever was on it wouldn't make things any better. He smashed the phone. He then blamed it on adult entertainment addiction and said that he was just flirting and nothing else. Mind you, he did this very early on in our relationship too and said that he just wanted attention, which was another reason he said that he did it now. I'm at a loss on what to do. I mean, I really just feel tired and defeated to deal with this. I lost my mom a little over a year ago and gained custody of my 16-year-old little brother, so I have him to think about too. What should I do? Edit. He said his reasoning for smashing the phone is because he is ashamed of the adult entertainment that he looks at, whatever that means. All right, folks. What advice do we have for the OP in this situation? This is a difficult one.
It is. OP, what sort of a support network do you have in your area? Do you have friends you might be able to stay with for a little while you sort things out? This does not sound like a good or healthy relationship. I can only think of 2 reasons why he would smash the phone, and neither one is good. Either one, he's actively cheating. It sounds like he's done this in the past, and that's a very likely scenario, and he doesn't want you to see what's there. Or 2, the entertainment he's looking at is of an illegal nature, in which case you might want to take the phone to the police and see if they can recover the memory card.
Yeah, there are some not very good things that could come out of that, right? And maybe it is just that he's embarrassed, right? But there are also the other possibilities to consider here. Unfortunately, you don't know, and him smashing the phone kind of takes away the ability to even read the data off of that.
Assuming he broke the SIM card and not just like the screen or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you just broke the screen, then certainly there's ways to recover the data, but it depends on how thoroughly he smashed the phone here, right? Is she talking about taking a hammer to it a bunch of times? Like, that's going to make the phone pretty irrecoverable at that point in time. I think that OP has a lot of hard thinking to do. I think that your husband, if he feels that he has a problem, then he needs to seek counseling. He needs to seek therapy. You two might be able to work through things in that respect if this is a relationship that's worth saving. If he's cheating on you, then that's not going to be a very good relationship or thing that's happening, right? So,
Well, and I don't think the trust is here. Like, you cannot have open and honest communications with your partner. Like, even if he was embarrassed, like, just he was looking at adult entertainment and was embarrassed by it, he shouldn't go to the point of, like, smashing the phone and hiding it.
yeah.
There's some very clear trust issues, and I don't think you're in a position to trust this man. And I think you need to ask yourself, like, even if you were to do counseling with him, are you really going to believe him and accept that he's changed, or are you going to feel like there's always something waiting for that other shoe to drop?
Yeah, and that's really the unfortunate part of this, is even under the best situation here, he's untrustworthy because he's really not being straightforward. He's hiding things behind your back. Now you're going to have additional trust issues, and on top of that, the stress of your little brother and your mother's passing. It's just not a very good situation at all. So I don't know. I think that at the very best that you can do is try to go into marital counseling, get him into individual therapy as well. But like Amber said, it might be a good time to take a step away from the relationship and seek alternative living arrangements until you can think about things more clearly.
Yeah, and there are resources. Like, I don't know what your financial situation is in this relationship, if you have financial independence or not, but there are resources out there to help you if you find out this situation is just not one you can tolerate.
Yeah. So anyhow, take care and good luck, OP. And individual Kayatin says, is he willing to go into therapy regarding his addiction? What solutions is he offering? Meanwhile, you get to decide if you deserve a man like that in your life. And OP replies, I'm the one who suggested therapy, and he, quote, didn't even know the first step to help. Disposable Dick says, really, this commenter again? If it was just flirting, then he wouldn't have smashed the phone. That's the reaction of somebody who has a lot to hide. Recovering from cheating is already hard, but it's impossible and pointless with someone who won't be completely honest about their actions. And that's the problem I have with this, right? And Mad Max Turbinator says, I genuinely don't know how I'd react to this. I feel for OP. Extra phone is equal to shady. Smashed extra phone equals, what in the world? This is now getting unhinged level of shadiness. Smashed extra phone because he's ashamed of an adult addiction? What in the world? Creepy, shady, and unhinged behavior. OP, maybe you can talk to a counselor or a therapist yourself, then couples counseling. I don't know why this feels so off to me. My wife and I use each other's phone without thinking twice. Same with most of my friends. We ask if we can use it to look stuff up. It never feels shady. And the husband is several steps past that. And Jocelyn 1973 says, he is telling you that looking at it will not help his case at all. Believe him. What kind of future do you want? If you do want children at some point, I wouldn't stay in this relationship.
I mean, even if you don't want children, I don't know if this is a relationship worth staying in.
All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here while Vilest Amber, reads off a sheet of paper.
What's a monster's favorite frozen treat?
I can tell you what a monster's favorite frozen treat is. It's frozen humans.
Perhaps, but...
Humansicles.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
That was a take on a Jovial Brystine.
A modified version of it.
I couldn't remember his exact words.
I said, what's a ghoul's favorite treat? Or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't remember it word for word, so I just tried to get the gist of it down.
And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday. Congratulations. You made it to the end of the week. We all did. Amber, we need some kind of support. Maybe some kind of moral guidance. And can you please provide that to us in the form of a surprise wedding announcement?
surprise, we're getting married. But, dude who's weird about periods, you don't get an invite, and dude who smashes phones, you also don't get an invite.
Yeah, those are two people to exclude from your surprise marriage for sure. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.